Hello and welcome back to the Calm & Connected podcast. I'm your host Janine Halloran, and today I wanted to talk about ways that we can encourage kindness in our schools and in our home. So there's a lot of talk about social and emotional learning. I'm a huge proponent of social and emotional learning. I talk about it a lot, and I actually just came back from a conference recently where we did a lot of exploring about how to set up social and emotional learning environments at schools. And it was really interesting. I always find it interesting talking about social and emotional learning. There's lots of curriculums out there. You can check out the CASEL website, casel.org, and they have all sorts of curriculums out there for preschool through high school of ways and programs that are evidence-based, that are supposed to help kids learn the really essential social and emotional skills. I love that. I personally have had experience with Open Circle and Second Step and Toolbox. One thing I always want to make sure whenever we're talking about social and emotional curriculums and school climate, one of the things that we really need to focus on is just having a positive school environment and making sure that we are helping kids encourage kindness. That's what we want. We want kids to be kind and respectful to one another. So, as I was talking to one of my principals about how we could do this at our own school, and we created this kindness wall. So in the lobby of our school, we had a poster made. We had the art teacher make it, and it just said kindness wall. And we put it in the lobby. So anytime anybody left the school or came into the school, walked by it in the morning, you had to see the kindness wall. It was really in a central location in our building. We introduced this to the students and the teachers and all the other support personnel in the building. And what we said was, we want you, the teachers and all the adults in the building, when you see a kid being kind, we want you to give them a star. So they've earned a kindness star. So say, for instance, you saw somebody being really helpful, somebody's book spilled on the ground and another kid just went over and helped right away and helped them get their stuff up right away. That could qualify for a kindness star. In the art room, if a kid stays behind and helps clean up all the scraps of paper that were left behind that other kids didn't see, that would qualify for the kindness wall. And explain it to the kids as well, and sharing with the kids, when you do kind acts, you don't always get recognized for it, but we want to recognize it. We want to acknowledge the good works. We want to acknowledge respectful behavior. We want to acknowledge kind behavior in our school, and that's what we want. That's what we want to encourage, is this kind behavior. So it was really interesting to see at the beginning, there were a few stars here and there, and as the year went on, more and more stars came in, and it was really always fun to see kids who may not be recognized for other things. Maybe they're not the best athlete. Maybe they're not the smartest kid in the class, but they are really kind. And so they have stars up there. And that was really powerful for them to realize, you do have power. You are a great contributing member to our school, and we couldn't do it without you. We need your respectfulness. We need your kindness. We need your role model behavior in our school. And I also really appreciated that it wasn't just the teachers doing it. I feel like when we do social and emotional programs well, we need to do them and incorporate everybody. That's best practice, is making sure everybody in the building has a part of it and can own it and can participate in it. Everybody shares the same language. So this won't take the place of an Open Circle or a Second Step or a Paths, but this is a simple, quick, easy way to create a kind community and to encourage kindness within your building. What a simple way to make everybody recognize the importance of kindness. There's other things you can do too. You could be a bucket filling school. My kids' school is actually a bucket filling school. So they use the book, Have You Filled a Bucket Today? And basically every classroom has a bucket. And every month they have an assembly, and what they do is they share when somebody has filled a bucket. They call those kids out by name who filled a bucket. And then everybody who has filled a bucket, they get pom-poms put into a container, and then the whole school's pom-poms all get collected, and we measure it every month to see how we're doing in terms of being kind and respectful and good citizens in the school. And it's really powerful to see. The kids get so excited when it gets past the last level. So it's really neat. There's ways you can do this that don't have to be super complicated, and that can be a great foundation for creating a socially and emotionally supportive community at your school. I also would recommend doing this at home. I did this at home a few years ago because we weren't being so kind to one another. You know, siblings can sometimes have problems with each other and have arguments, and lots of mean words can be said. And so I wanted to encourage kindness in my home. So I made a wall in my own home, and I printed out stars. And every time one of my children did something kind for somebody else, we put it on the wall. And I encouraged them to be kind to one another and give each other stars, and when they noticed that they were doing something kind. And they actually ended up putting them, they each have their own individual rooms, and so they would put them on their doors. And it was a great way to encourage supportive, kind, respectful, sweet language to siblings. Is it going to be perfect all the time? Absolutely not, because they're siblings. And also the same in the school. It's not going to be perfect all the time. What we want to do is acknowledge and share when somebody is doing the things that we want them to be doing. We want to acknowledge that. We want to praise that. We want to encourage that. So I have a free kindness wall printable that you can use, and I also have it in a poster version as well. So feel free to visit encourageplay.com and you'll see more about that. And this activity is also part of the Social Skills for Kids workbook. If you'd like to learn more about that, visit Encourage Play and click the book at the top of the page. I had so much fun sharing about this strategy with you, and I just want to encourage you, don't forget about yourself. Try to take a few minutes and take care of yourself and have some fun. Have an awesome day.